Hello, this is Dalen75 Games. Welcome back to another video about Project 1999. I'm playing today as Terikz, my XR Shadow Knight. I'm staring at Zabar's butt at the moment. So I'm fully healed now. I've got a few buffs. Since you can't see how long they last anymore, which is a bit of a pain. I couldn't tell you how long I have, but I'm gonna guess 5 to 10 minutes on the real nice ones like Clarity. Here, you wait right there. Well, so here I am with Terikz. I thought it was actually double XP week. Somebody had told me that, and apparently it's not true. I was told, corrected that it's supposed to be between 2nd of October and the 5th of October. It's not really a week, is it? It's just like 3 days. Anyways, it feels like double XP week. I'm getting like 1 to 2% per kill soloing with Terikz, my Shadow Knight. The hybrid penalties have been, with the latest patch, they have been removed. So I'm sitting at 20% penalty. It's a racial penalty, as opposed to the 68% penalty that I used to suffer from. And I played for about, off and on for about 4 hours yesterday. I grouped with a couple of guys. And yeah, grouping was actually good. I was an enchanter for about 2 hours, and then it was, or maybe about an hour, hour and a half. And then a druid came in. And I'm not fearing, because I don't know if it actually is better. It seems to almost work out to be the same in the end, I find. Especially if I have Clarity. My biggest problem is mana at the end of the battle. Fear tends to really wipe out a lot of my mana. And then, so you have to do a lot of life drawing. I really wish that 39 there would be a better life draw for the next spell set for Shadow Knights, but there isn't. I don't think that there's any. So back off, back off, back off. No attacking. Don't drain them. You should be able to get 3 from them. Or, yeah, the dots are still working them over, so should be able to get 1 more. I figure around 80% after is good. I died. So I don't really have a plan today. Just get Terikz up to 38. I'm not really sure how long I can play for, too. I mean, I'm not going to make a super long video of the entire day, 3 hours playing. But I figure getting to level 38 would be good. And that's coming, it's 20%, I'm at 80% for my level. And I would love to get 39, I don't know if I can do that today. But I'll keep going. I mean, I can call it for a group as well. 30. Oops. 7 SK. No more hybrid penalties, so there's no more excuse, except for if you don't like the class. If the class doesn't really bring much to the table. I heard like Rangers in their 50s and up to 60, they don't really have much to offer besides their snare spell, and that's pretty sad that that's how they've been relied upon. Or sorry, that's what they can use to join a group, because obviously they can't take the hits at higher levels with their chain armor. And they just don't do enough DPS. And I know with Velius there was a few of the class spells that they get which allows them to solo. Something about Charm Animal, or Fear Animal, that's what it was, Fear Animal. And they can use that in higher levels to solo. I mean, that's great and all, but it's such a limited class. And I've said this before in videos for this game. I've done over 100 of these videos for Project 99. They really, if the Ranger did more DPS, I really think they should be able to dish out at least 30% more DPS, maybe 50%, and then they would be just like a... If they could do around monk level DPS, but then what would the point of be the monk, right? So this is always the, it's an argument that in its current state, that Rangers really aren't much more than monks. So, but they do less DPS, so... And they don't have feign death either. So, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. Another thing that... I mean, they could be the range class for the game. That's what I've always thought that they should be. Buff their damage with bows as they go. Make it 500% more by the time they hit 60 as it otherwise would have been. I mean, it's pretty low damage. I could be shooting arrows. Of course, you have to bring your dexterity up. I mean, I'm going to guess that the best arrow in the game couldn't do more than 40, 50 per hit. And I don't know if you can get double attack with that. I mean, give them triple attack and then give them 300% damage. So, you know, I mean, it could work out to be a lot. Give them some magic bows at the end that don't cost any arrows. Or make arrows that are magic and just replace themselves. So you can make that, fletch that awesome arrow set. You only need one, and then once it's shot, you can keep on reusing it. And it could be like some kind of lore, rare thing that you have to go quest for to get the item. I mean, that would be great. I think that's kind of the route they should have gone to try to make them more unique. Give them more class spells. I mean, I think at the beginning, before Kunark expansion came out, I mean, the idea was you can have a warrior that can do a bit of what druids do, or you can have a warrior that do a bit of what necromancers do. I mean, it's lesser power, of course, as they get it, well, you know all the spiel. But it's a neat idea. That arrow didn't do anything. No, it didn't even miss. Because even if it missed, it would have come after me. It just shot again. I didn't even fire. I was shooting arrows yesterday and it says can't duplicate an item for some reason. I don't know what was going on with that. Tigress I can take. I think I'm suffering a bit of lag. Yeah, I really hope I don't get... Okay, the Tigress is on me. I hope that other one isn't. What the hell? I'm gonna have to bail if this fight goes really bad. Okay, so that one actually says I tried to shoot it and miss. I'm just gonna go and attack. My, This is not good. I hope I don't... Okay, so I got hit, but I can't see the damn tiger. There it's coming. Still says I'm too far away. Yeah, this is really delayed. This is also bad. I'm taking damage from this. Stupid tiger. Okay. Now it's attacking my pet. Maybe if I... Oh, this is really bad. I don't know what to do in this case. The thing is really high. Latency. This bar hit for 20. I might die. I don't know what to do. I think I'm just going to try zoning. So I have no idea what the hell else to do in a situation like this. And maybe I'll log out. We'll see what happens. Hopefully I won't die. I'm getting hit as I'm running. Well, it said I was hitting. Tiger's not even there. It's not worth it. I'm just going to bail. I don't want to die. Be right back. Okay, back. No, I didn't die. Got through there with just under 50%. I just zoned. That was crazy. And you can see the bards are still at it, which makes zero sense to me. The higher penalties are gone. They actually put up a play nice policy when you load into the game. I don't see the point of defending that bards used to be able to do so-and-so anymore, because the penalty's gone. There's just no point to it. I don't know of any race, any bard that would have any penalty, period. I still, as per race, have this stupid penalty, racial penalty, but I don't think any bards have that. Wood elves, half elves, humans. Yeah, I lost my pet with my last weapon that I had. When I go get bone chips, and I would collect all the weapons in the field of bone and just hand them over to my pets. Apparently it's supposed to help their attack, so I'm not actually doing this very good, am I? Yeah, I lost most of my buffs, unfortunately. In the meantime, not a big deal, though. Yeah, I probably should start fearing now that I don't have clarity anymore. This one's going fast. But as you can see, I mean, if I can keep it between 80 and 100%, my hit points, it's fine. That's just the problem, it drains my mana, so I'm just sitting down and basically medding the whole time. Then there'll be the occasional fight that's somewhat close. I mean, it's rare that I actually have to use bandages. But we'll compare this, like, and then I'll do a fear. Whoa, no warping. My latency is at 99. I was downloading a video from YouTube to watch later upstairs with my kids, so the latency was really high. And when I zoned it, it dropped from like, what was it, 1300 at the end to just 100, so... Wish it would update itself in the zone, but we're dealing with old technology. Okay, so I mean, I came out of it with 94% hit points, 64% health, and of course you can only go by average. I mean, that could have been a weaker hippo, or rhino. So I'll be back once I've got back to 100%. Okay, now, let's see about getting this other rhino. This hippo. Hey, you try playing and commenting. I think it's commentating. Okay, so that one was clearly pulled. Unlike the several shots I gave that Tigress. Okay, so what I would do is I get to here, hit it with... So, rhinos move fast, so it's on my butt immediately. Ah! Yeah, well this isn't off to a good start. Okay, finally got him. Yeah, combat music is off, if you notice that. Oh, not feign death, Jesus Christ. Fear. That... And there's the thing, it can also be resisted. I'll turn music back on, because I was listening to my music yesterday while playing. Okay, let's try that again. This isn't a very good example because it just didn't really work. And I would typically throw heat blood, and it's not really that necessary. In fact, I probably shouldn't. But I find about a third of all fearing usually goes like this. I mean, you could time it right to get it to fear before they get you. It's not easy, but I think the best way to do it is actually engulfing darkness them from the beginning instead of, you know what I'm trying to say, shooting a bow, arrow. Okay, let's try to get this second strength off that before it dies. See, already the numbers are a little bit less, but we had a bad start, so... Try that again. We'll keep on trying it. See if I can't compete with that first number. Yeah, it works. It's probably about 1.5% every kill, I think. Maybe a little bit more. I think the average for... I was under mana. This is the XP bar. I think the average is around 2% per kill that I get, but I think it's under because you'll see them. It'll be like I just get 1%. So it doesn't say the point underneath the 83 point. You know what I mean? It doesn't say that below the full numbers. So okay, so I'll wait and I'll come right back once mana is maxed. Okay. It seems like we have another rhino. Let's go with that. This time, I'm going to Engulfing Darkness, so it'll be snared. Hit. It's right up here. I think it's easier to go where it's flat, to Fear Kite, instead of on the hill. Maybe it doesn't make a difference, I don't know. Okay, so, I mean, they go fast. Yeah, it's right on me, damn it. Anything else, I would have a chance to fear it before it even touches me. But I have to throw Heat Blood on it, because it's a good dot that helps. So that slows it down. And if I want to Siphon Strength, it's going to slow it down even more from me hitting. You can see it does take a while get it going. It's not always easy to keep up with these guys, so Now he's at 65%, and I've suffered 6%. Turned off combat. Okay, let's try another Fear. Now, if it was Spook the Dead, which is half the time, Fear is 4 seconds long, Spook the Dead is 2 seconds. So I'd have to be fighting undead to be able to use it. Kind of see a target. Stupid Rhino. See, now the snare is worn off, so it's hard to keep up. Snare's back on. It's a bit of a mana cost to do all this. Try one more Fear. At this point, I don't think it's necessary. In fact, I think it's counterproductive because, yeah, he's just going to run. So under 30% is kind of a waste. Why did he do that? Weird. Well, I'm going to do one life draw. So I'm actually under the hit points. It was like, what, 94, 96%, and I'm 1% over. It's about the exact same. That was a better example with the Rhino. Didn't have any resist or anything. As you see, it was 83, now it's 85%, so experience. So sit down, follow. See, one reason why I don't like hanging out in there is because people, if they're going to, if they have guards on them, they'll go right through there. I actually had a Dragoon bump into me when I was sitting invisible some months back, and somebody said goons to Frontier Mountains, and the guy ran down through the pathway where I just was kiting, but the guard, I was on the hill on the opposite side of this entrance, and the guard actually, the Dragoon bumped into me and then kept on going after the guy. He didn't, because I was invisible, he didn't see me, but it just goes to show you. I mean, even here is a little bit dangerous, but I guess the other side would be more, because the AI would choose the quickest path, so it's not going to care if it's going over a hill. The most direct path, I mean, not quickest. Tiger, that's a full tiger. I don't fight, I don't solo, especially, most of them are blue, but you'll find the occasional even and yellow ones down there. Yeah, as for what they could do for the hybrids, no, I'm talking, I mean, this is going back to Varant. I don't know at what point 989 Studios stopped and what point Varant took over, so I'm just going to say Varant. They may have bought it after, or they may have, I really don't know. But Varant was bought out by Sony Online at some point. It might have been just Sony at the time. I still can't believe they sold it. Sony Online. Anyways, yeah, if they give them more unique spells, more unique abilities per class. Like, why can't the ranger just train an animal? Like, kind of like the hunter. Yes, everyone uses WoW as the example for MMOs. But why not? You know? I mean, I think every ranger would think that would be awesome, and it levels up with you. Have some kind of unique ability like that. Just make the rangers different, and so that they bring their own skills to the table when grouping, and not just a pale shadow of what a druid or a warrior is, you know what I mean? They're not the best of the both worlds, they're the worst of both worlds, in the case of the ranger. Shadow Knights really don't have that issue. Paladins I don't have much of experience with. I don't hear many complaints with Paladins. I do know when I group with them, they take forever to kill things. Excuse me. Oh boy. Okay, that tiger is a tiger. That's a tigress. We'll get that one. So I'll try the same thing. Try fear cutting it. And something I might do is like siphon strength on the way. Yeah, got it. Wait for it to come up here. And then fear. Yep, before it can even touch me. Keep blood. One thing I can do with my shield is bash it so I stun it for a second or two. And that helps while chasing it around like this. Okay. This one has worked out good so far. I've even had, that fear didn't last very long, I've even had groups in here that were pulling things. Let me just snare it again. And when I pulled something up here, they just pulled it off of me, so basically they stole my kill. It happened just once, and after that it didn't happen again. But of course I would report it if it happened twice. Obviously, because they're making a policy of it. I wasn't even right next to them, I was just, I don't know. When their members are all over the place casting their spells, I guess they didn't really realize. I just consider the first time a mistake. You have to understand, the policy is not to punish people who do it by accident. It even says people who are doing it on purpose over and over again. So, I mean, I had one guy, I don't know why, I did steal a kill from a whole group of guys that were taken. This is like a year ago, probably over a year ago, probably springtime of 2014, with my, with Terikz here. I believe it was Terikz. Might have been my shaman, actually. I don't know. Last year sometime, anyway. And so he saw that I did that, but that right after I went and apologized to the cleric, who was basically power leveling some lobies, or guys in their 20s, I think, at the time. And so he threatened to report me. So I should report you. I have no idea why he would do that. People aren't that frickin' anal. The GMs aren't that anal. If they were, I mean, nobody would play the game because they'd be scaring everybody off. Mistakes happen, and so I apologized to the guy. It was all in the video afterwards. I said why I did it and what my thought process was at the time. So he said he should report me. And then about a couple months later, he comes on and says, I'm complaining about this, something and something. Do I even like the game? Why am I even there? Kind of thing. I don't know exactly what his thing was. And I'm like, I don't remember what I said. If you're still sore at me for that one video, you should, where I stole the kill and then talked to the guy afterwards about it and said sorry, then I think I should be forgiven by now. So I don't know. It was the same guy who did it. Somebody else made a comment to him and told him to shut up. But I don't quite understand the mentality that I was just... this world. Everybody thinks that they're perfectly sane, but little do you know that you may just not be. I think that I think that online, because I've been in my WoW guild, there was somebody that actually lived in a building. I think he was in Texas, this guy, and we were talking over Vent at the time. This is like 2007, 2008. He actually was part of a whole household that they had mental illnesses, and I don't know what his issues were. But that wasn't a household. It was like some whole apartment building, and everybody was... I don't even know if it's an apartment building. He was allowed to leave, I think, at times, but he would come on and start saying things. He got in trouble. The guild got warnings for his actions before. Other guilds were complaining about him. He would just come on and somebody would say something, he'd fly off the handle. Just the littlest thing. Like how he could just misconstrue everything, and arguments practically on a daily basis with an entire zone of people. And this is during the Burning Crusade, so I don't remember that zone was in the Outlands, whatever it was, where both sides, Alliance and Horde, could go. You get quests and stuff like that. It's a big hub for the expansion. But he would go there and he'd just be arguing with everybody. And it's just unbelievable. We eventually got rid of him because he was just too much of a headache. But he was with us for quite a few months. He wasn't a bad guy. He just had his issues. But I think that you're going to run into people with mental health issues online. I ran into somebody just the other week in the comment section on Discus, accusing me of something I never even said, and he wouldn't let go of it, and it went on for days, and I'm like, okay, just whatever. I probably could have handled it better myself, but it just, I don't think there's evil people out there. I don't really believe in evil. I think there's just a lot of ignorance, and people with mental health issues. Their brains aren't functioning properly for whatever reason. So you're going to run into these people out in the world, and the internet brings us all closer together. And I myself have run into people, like I've said. So we're going to try this again with this rhino. The last time with the tiger wasn't too bad. Fishing. No, follow. People who say things just for absolutely no reason that you can come up with for why they would say it. It's just life. Then, you get ignorant people as well. It's not just people with mental health issues, but when they consistently do things over and over again and it makes zero logical sense, I would say it's good possibility, it's probability it's mental health. But the guy in the guild even admitted, he told us all about his place and what he's up to. He wasn't a bad guy. I actually liked him. I felt really bad about the whole thing. I wasn't the guild leader. I was one of the officers. I guess enough was enough, and they just got rid of him. Like, for example, around 2007, 2008, there was some Transformers game that came out, I guess from the movie, and it got terrible reviews across the board. It was like 40% on GameSpot. And so I told him about it. As he was talking about the game, that he was looking forward to getting it. I said, well, yeah, I was being polite and everything, like, yeah, the game actually didn't get very good reviews. I kind of was trying to warn him against getting it. Just, you know, wasn't a big deal at all, but he took that as me bad-mouthing Transformers and said, well, I really like Transformers, and going on and on and on about it. And then I had somebody text me, or whisper me, like, this guy is insane. Yeah. So, anyway. And I've had people like that in the game. The guide on mental illness, how to deal with people with mental illnesses. Sorry, it's not what I meant, but the guy clearly had some kind of anger issues. Player conflict is what it was called. What I named it. This one isn't too bad, but it seemed to work out the same. And fear kiting does take longer to do, as opposed to just standing there right in front of it. I'm getting hit less. Now, for, say, a necromancer, that's definitely important because you don't have the armor or the hit points to deal with that. So, I mean, I could just pull something right now and probably get away with it. I'm just pretty anal about it. I just sit till I'm back to max, just in case. Schmiggins McDougal Fart Supporting Service. Alright. Yeah, so that guy there is clearly something wrong with him. Somebody, I'd mentioned this before, somebody left a comment about knowing the guy was in his guild, and he was just a problem. I can't believe he was streaming that. I mean, it's not that I think there's many followers, but the fact that he was using it against me, like, and that's taking somebody who you just assume was kiting or kill stealing on purpose from you, and then just going all out crazy on them over such a small thing. I didn't know. It's also the fact, like, if a GM had come, I'm sure that they wouldn't have said anything. I actually didn't kill steal. That was no kill steal, because he would just say I was taking his camp. I wasn't. I didn't even know it was a camp, and I thought they were just random mobs running around. So, yeah, it's just, that was a little crazy. And if the GMs come in, if you could just read it right in the play nice policy, they obviously wouldn't have taken his side on that. So, if he had pulled them and had stolen the mob off him, then yeah, they would have come after me for it. But Sarnak Knight, I don't go after them either, because I assume they're around 34 to 36. They're pretty high. I get a lot of resists on them. At 37. At 38, it might not be so bad. 39, definitely I would attack every one of them. Yeah. There's quite a lot of mobs around the area now. Let's see, what's this one? If it's a berserker, I'll take it. I think that one's a knight, yeah. Both of them are knights. Stone Gazer Cockatrice. I think some of those are actually pretty high levels, too. I've seen one that was even with me yesterday. Yeah, so it wasn't yesterday or today so far. I've had no problems being in this gap, the entrance to Frontier Mountains. But the last time I was here, I haven't died here. I don't think I've even died in level 37, but I had people training on me. Not just guards coming through, but it was mobs. I mean, this one guy feigned death right nearby me, and then his tiger was on me. So, which really wasn't cool. There's a berserker down there. Okay, so you stand guard here. That's why I don't like going. I don't even like fighting in there, truth be told, but definitely not resting. That tiger is yellow to me. I'm gonna grab this berserker, which I had Sow. Got him. And oh, siphon strength. Get that over with on the way up. So I am wasting seconds that the snare will. It lasts like what, 30 seconds? Okay, follow. I probably don't need to do that. Your pet will always come to you no matter how far you are. So wait for him to appear at the hill. He might even come up over there, I don't know. There he is. Okay, this time I'm a little bit far. I'll heat blood. There. Nice bash, worked. Oh, okay, so he warped a little bit there. This is actually not a great place to fear. However, I haven't had issue with it yet. I think the snare's worn off. There. Wish my pet would bash more often. So one more fear will hopefully get him down to where I want him. No, giving these whips to your pet does not work. I've tried it several times. If it does work, it doesn't show that he's holding anything. This is a good fear this time. Got him down 30%. So, oh, why did he turn around? He was below 20. So this one worked out really good. But they don't always do that. If you time it right, yeah. But if I get a resist or two, then I'm just kind of screwed. Picked up an egg. Like this. These out of the way. That there, that there, that there. A lot of extra food from foraging so often. Haven't even had to buy food. Okay, so we'll wait till my mana's up to max. Alright. There's another berserker, so I can make the same test. You're staying there, right? Yeah. So this is how... Let's just stand. Go toe-to-toe with him this time. Blood. So I have to life draw throughout the fight. So far I think the kiting was better. It's pretty close, though the kiting was better in the last, but it's so close. On the other hand, think about how much more time it takes to kite him down. There's a lot of chasing around. So, if it's within a few percentage of not kiting, then I think it's actually in the long run it's just better. Yeah, it's hard to say. If spells weren't resisted and or wore off quicker because of the level of the mob you're facing, you could argue that fear kiting would be better for tougher mobs But on it, trying to do that with a mob that's your level or higher, it's just kind of insane. You'll get resists, it will wear off within a second or two, so... Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I think going toe-to-toe with it is better. Another knight. Let's get this thorny succulent. Okay. But it's not saying it cannot duplicate item. Because it was saying that yesterday when I was trying to shoot arrows at it. Oops, I should not have stopped. Yeah. I guess we'll fight him right here. Yeah, sticking out so far, I do have to watch out mobs won't come after me. Then I get into the occasional fight where I'm actually pretty low in, well, it would be mana, or even health, or even both. I don't know. I think it's about the same, approximately. It's not so much of a difference to say, holy crap, you should always be kiting. In this case, this fight has gone worse than the previous few. It's hard to tell what level they are, exactly. So now, I should be running. Okay, back off, let me life drain. Yeah, now I'm pretty low in mana to that fight. Hey, you should be dead. But I will say this, it is nice to be able to solo at 37. You could always do it before the latest patch, but the difference is that the hybrid penalty is gone, so I'm just looking at the same penalty that I've always had with Sarkis, my shaman. So it's a nice break. I suppose if you have a lot of time to devote to the game, because there were 60, of course there's plenty of 60 Shadow Knights before. I'm not sure when this latest patch just came out. I assume within the last, yeah, it would have had to have been since the last weekend, last Saturday, because that's, yeah, I had to download the patch. Today's Thursday, so yesterday, Wednesday, I had downloaded it. So between Wednesday and Sunday is my guess it came out. So it's fairly new. There goes the Bard. Bard with no XP penalty. Okay, gonna wait till I come back with full mana. Okay. Is that the Bard down there? Or? Just looks like, yeah, that's chasing something, that Sarnak. Doesn't matter, because it's a knight anyways. This Reno's green. There's no point. Spike Succulent, well, I guess so. We hit it. Yeah, I would love for this game to have, like, better archer abilities, a better model mechanics put in place than what it has. It's just too weak right now to be of much use. I'm not going to fear it, I'm just going to play with it a little bit. I'm going to heat its blood, I'm going to siphon its strength, and then I'm going to charge in. That's actually probably a better way than doing it while in combat. There's always ways to refine what you do. And the other thing I try to do is like bash and then life draw. Doesn't always work. If I'm desperate, I'll just... This one seems to be winning the hit point war, so I'm going to have to keep on siphoning over and over again. It is good that it does 45 points. I think I get full 45 points. Let's see. So 891. Oh, that's hard to tell. it changes so often because it's hitting you. I think I get the full 45 points. These guys are a bit tough. It's kind of kicking my butt a bit compared to normal. There. Should run now. Okay, back away. Life drain it. Yeah, never run if a mob is on you. If your health is... It doesn't matter what your health is. Because yesterday I had... The druid was over here, and they ran for the mob to be over here, and I'd already started casting Disease Cloud on it. And when I went over to the other side, he had moved to the opposite side, so it's just a newbie kind of mistake. Missed him. How could you miss? There you go. I fletch my own arrows with Terikz. It's not a big deal. You can use any class to do it. It might be better. Wisdom is less failure. Intelligence is better skill increase. I believe that's how it works. Or... So I have no mana, so there's no point in me fighting anything, because I'll just be ripped to shreds if I survive the fight. I'll probably have to use Harm Touch to get through it. It might just go on your primary, like for whatever class you are. If you're a Ranger or Druid or Cleric, it would just go with your Wisdom. Any of the spellcasters, it would go with Intelligence, which would include the Shadow Knight. So I'm not sure. I do know I spent probably about 1.5K upping Theron's fletching, and he's about 166 or something like that, between 160 and 170. And I gave up. I mean, this Terikz has over 3K in the bank. I could just use it all and make the most awesomest bows. You can make better bows now with Velius out. And there's certain things that aren't out. They say that they're post-Velius. I've been holding on to this one for like a year. Grim Aura. Now, it's also for Shadow Knights, but only in Velius. Now, at some point after Velius came out, it was put in. So I try to use it now. It says I can never use it. So Shadow Knight 255. So let's try that. Your class can never use a spell, Grimoire, but clearly it says on there you can. It says in the Velius that you can as well. It's kind of like grayed out at the moment on the wiki, but... And then there's another one that I can get at 39, or is it 29, or 30? No, I think it was actually a separate level from the regular ones. It might have been 29. It boosts your pets. It's for Shadow Knights only. The first spell that I'll have gotten for Shadow Knights only. It's boosts your pet attack by 20%. I think it gives them strength and stamina buffs. Hit points and strength buffs, or attack buffs. Maybe just attack and hit point, and attack speed by 20%, I think. So, I mean, it's not great for a greenie, but it all helps. I definitely would take it and cast on it. I'm not sure what the... I guess I'd have to look it up, see how long the spell lasts, but... I think it lasts a while, I'm not sure. Maybe like half an hour. It's not bad. But you would never know when it wears off. So that's a little bit of a funny thing. Pet buffs. And I know shamans get the ability to turn into a bear, which is pretty damn cool with Velius. I'm not sure if that's gone live yet. Hopefully it has. So there's probably a lot of new things. I've seen people come in, and it was yesterday, asking for one to buy blue diamonds or something like that. I'm like, well, I've never heard of that. Want to buy blue diamonds, okay. Person was there doing it, and they were auctioning some items that I've never seen before. And Velius has been out, well, it came out August, and it's like September 23rd. So it's been out for almost 2 months, so a lot of people are getting items that are new items, and that's always cool. It's nice. It's getting used to everything that was out from Kunark on, sorry, just from Kunark. So I'll rest, and I'm at 94%, so 4 or 5 kills, my guess. Maybe 5, 6 kills. No, 4 or 5 kills. We'll see. Go after this tigress. Closer. Try kiting her. Yeah, I'm thinking something pretty nasty at the moment. Ride the tiger, I guess. What the hell? You have to be right up there to hit it properly. I have to be inside the rhino's head to be able to hit it. Strong one. Meant to do 3. Come back here. It's coming. At this point, I'll just melee it. Didn't even hit me. Good job. Cost a bit of mana. Probably didn't need to do those, or at least that last siphon, or with life draw, siphon health. Yeah, I wish that there was another siphon upgrade of hit points at 39. There's not. You have to wait till 49. Oh my god. I have to... So basically you get it at level 30 and you have to deal with it for 19 levels. 19 levels. That's crazy. Because there's no upgrade to it. There really should be. I think even with Velius, there's nothing. So, yeah, it really leaves Shadow Knights out. And I remember being in my late 40s, 46, 47, 48 in Classic, and Life Draw just sucked. At that point. Once you're 40 plus, it really is limited. 45 isn't that much when you have like 1800 hit points. Or whatever I had at the time. Yes, there's a few things I can upgrade. There's maybe I should do that, because Sarkis is... Oh, no, he's in Wrath Mountains where I left him. I was going to have Sarkis go and try capping a spot. This capping for items just takes up so much time. It's not like I have the time to do that. I only have so many hours during the day. So there's a couple items. Mostly my back. It's a Bury Night Hide Cloak. And the belt. I have a Purity Belt. So these two items do need to be upgraded. I was thinking of getting the cloak from Mistmore. I don't think that place where that drops it. It's a rare drop, maybe very rare drop. And I forget what it does exactly, but it's much better than this. And for the belt, I was thinking of the haste belt. I'm not sure how much they cost, but I have over 3,000, so I'm not sure what. I should look that up and see what they go for. The haste belt would be really good. It's that or the thick banded belt plus 15 strength. That's great, but I think 20% more attack speed is a lot better. Purity belt. What is this guy? It's a knight. So I think my jewelry is pretty good. Fire if anyone thinks that there's better. I mean, there might be better with Velius out now. I'm just saying from the Kunark era. 5 strength, 5 dex ring. Earring is 4 strength, 2 intelligence. I've gone over this quite a few times. I mean, Sibylite Scale, Net Guard, 40 mana, AC 8, 2 versus cold and poison. I mean, the mana is nice. It's not bad. There might... I've looked it up. I don't think that there's anything that sticks out that's a lot better. And of course, everything else is dread scale, so... Pre-planar, I think that's pretty good. Atramentius Shield. What's with these names? And then... Noctivagant Blade. I think these are good all the way into the planes. So up to level 60. Or sorry, from up to level 46, definitely. Green Mist. Is that not the sword? The Green Mist? The end sword. And when I hit, like, I might be able to do it at 39. I'm thinking 40. I'm going to go back to Delnor and get the next upgrade to the sword, and then there's the last one for Kunark, and then there's the Green Mist one. So I think I have three more to go. And I'll eventually be doing videos for that. I really don't know what I have to do, what level I need to be for the last Kunark one. I think you need to go to Mistmore for some component. I'll look into that, but I know when I was ready to go to Delnor for that sword, I've mentioned this quite a few months back, I was like level 35, and the mobs in there were 32 that I had to kill. And if there is multiple ones, just know that wouldn't have... you can't kite them inside the dungeon. So, yeah, I would have had just go toe-to-toe with it and just take it down. I wasn't confident at 35. 37 I might be able... I probably could if it's level 32. But I'm going to wait till 40, just to be overconfident. The mobs in Delnor are just nasty with all their fire shields and stuff like that. So I'm at 100%. Really don't like these succulents. 95%. Let's keep going. Rhino's pretty far away. Nice tigress would be nice. It's a tiger. Oh, let's just go with the succulent. What's this one coming? That's a tiger. I don't think that the bow is that great of an item to use, actually, for pulling when soloing. I think in a group it's fine. Especially with Sal. The green rhino. Okay, so I'll pull this succulent. Snare is not going to last very long. There's my pet up there, I can see him. So I always turn. Resisted the siphon strength. I always turn because, especially back in Classic when you were using modems. It's too far away. The latency wasn't always spot on. It didn't detect all of where you were exactly when you're casting spells. So I got into the habit of when I was running and then stopped, I would always... I'm not going to fear kite it here. I'm probably going to have to throw another snare by the time it gets to me. Yeah, it always turn because it lets the server know that you're actually doing something else, and it will refresh where you actually are. If it doesn't, I don't want it to think that I'm still moving. Blood, good bash. Where's the damn pet? That's when I need you. Pet. I think the attack I gave you has to be within range. Stop moving around. Yeah, thinking of those quests for the swords actually makes me really want to get up to level 40. Shouldn't be too hard now with the penalty gone. And when I'm here soloing and I get between, sometimes I'll make a kill and it won't even go up 1%, and then I'll do one for 1% at the most. So when I see that, it's a little frustrating, especially with my limited time. I'm just like, oh my god, what the hell? Okay, buddy. Dots have all worn off. Stun too much. before I get disarm as well. That will be interesting. I hope it's automatic. Maybe it's not. I think it's something I'm gonna have to put on here. I haven't had that in ages, so... Did on the original Sarkis. Alright, so we're 97%. One or two more. My guess, my hope. Practice begging my pet while I'm doing this. Be right back. Unsuccessful begging. I don't know what the hell I'm saying to him. Please, give me a copper. Just one copper. Okay, let's pull this cockatrice. I said let's pull this cockatrice. Resisted. Well, the pet can attack it because I would have aggroed it. Ah, I moved. Last half second. Shouldn't have. Resisted again. That one worked. Blood. Always have harm touch as a backup. Siphon strength was resisted as well. This is a tough one. Got its strength. Yep, constantly life drain. I'm gonna hit it with the harm touch. There. Okay, back off, back off, back off. Life drain it down. That one was tough. It may have been just under my level. Have to bandage. This is one of the rare times I'll have to bandage. I don't think that would have been a disaster. Fear kiting it. Would have just resisted. I'd be wasting all this time trying to cast on it. Well, that was a bit rough. But it happens when you can't tell exactly what level they are. Where the hell is bandaging? Fine wound. 99%. So, one more. So I'll be back when I'm ready to do it. Alright. Gotta be the last one. It's a tigress. Looked like that arrow was... well, it definitely wasn't going straight. It's a bit of a long recovery, but... I just alt-tab out and watch something on YouTube. Try putting fear on this one. Whoa. Stop flipping around. Nope. Yeah, fear didn't work. Well, it did for like a second or two. One more time and then that'll be it for this fight. One more time it lands. My pet bashed it. Oh, stop going back and forth. Nice when you get in a lot of hits. Jeez. I don't know where it's going. Your hit point should always be over your mana. Mana recovers way faster. Even with regen. There we go. Level 38. Ruined cat pelt. Well. I don't need this berry. Just hold on over there. Okay, well that's awesome. Just need one more level and I get my new spells. Or is it 40? I think it's 39. Yeah, it was level 30 and then 39, and then it's 49 next time. It's a long wait in between them. Jeez, that gnome's head was big compared to the rest of his body. Well, while I was ill, a couple months ago, I picked up... What's that? It's like Dungeon Master, the game. Oh, God. Why is its name eluding me? It's got 2 out. I'll be right back. Yeah, Legend of Grimrock. And I'd put it off. I think it came out in 2012. I saw the reviews on it. It was an indie game, right? Low budget, but a lot of fun. The cutscenes at the beginning. I think there was a cutscene at the end, because I actually finished it. There's a few points where I had to go online to probably about half a dozen times throughout the whole dungeon. And I don't think that this is when I actually had my surgery. I think this is before. This is when videos were slowing down. And yeah, I was having headaches and nausea all the time. So I think at that point, yeah, I did. I played through it. It was a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed it. It's just like Dungeon Master. I think a lot better, of course. A lot of mechanics. You actually have hit points and like I just saw the review of Dungeon Master. Dungeon Master, for those who don't know, came out in 1987. It was the first RPG I ever played. It was really fascinating for me back then. I think I was like 11 years old, 12, maybe. It came out in 86. But yeah, I was young, and I would watch my friend play through it. My God, it was just, to me at that time, it was just the greatest thing ever made. I played it on my Amiga 500, I think, around 88, 89. And I was just... No, I think I was 12 at the time when I played it on my Amiga. So, yeah, I actually didn't realize that a game could actually scare me. Like, I was scared playing that game. I guess because in the distance it's all black. You can't... It's dark, and you don't know what's coming. And I'd always be afraid of what's coming around the corner. And I don't know, I never had that. I had that once, just once, in Legends of Grimrock. I played throughout the whole the thing, without being afraid of it, of course. I mean, I'm 39 years old now. But it was just this point, I was tired, it was late in the evening, I was tired, and there was this new level. One of the bottom 4 levels, if you play through it, you know, you find out who actually, who built the dungeon and are running it. These spellcasters. They're kind of... I actually forget what they look like. They're wearing big robes, and they've got like a shield around them, so you have to bash through the shield at first, and they launch fireballs or electricity or frost or poison at you. It's random. And so I figure those are kind of like the caretakers of the dungeon. The dungeon's actually a big prison and all that. It's really kind of neat. But yeah, I read this scroll going into it that it said that they live on this level, or they live here, and the background sound had changed to be really eerie. And I was tired. I was like, oh, this is kind of creepy. So I played through the level, but I was a little bit creeped out, and I'm like, you know what? I almost finished the level, and then I'm just going to come back tomorrow because I'm tired, and I don't like the idea of being afraid while playing. I'm kind of grown up from that time, but I guess if it catches me when I'm kind of tired, I will be a little bit fearful of what I'm doing. There's other games. Like I played through Resident Evil. I wasn't afraid. Resident Evil 4, just a few years back, and I wasn't afraid of anything in it. But a little frustrated with some of the quick QTE times, but I don't really like quick time events. Not at all. So I'm 38 now. My skills are going to go up. I'm going to pull this Tigress. Yeah, fearing it right off would be good. I meant to hit 3. That is something that you can do in a very, like, if you think you're going to die, just fear it at any time, even in a dungeon. Interrupted. It's a last-ditch attempt to keep living, but it's dangerous because obviously, especially in a dungeon, whatever mobs you fear are going to go and run into other ones that they might pull. So it's nice to see my skills go up when I level. The first fear I find usually doesn't accomplish that much. It's getting the dot on and siphoning strength. This one just didn't even do anything. Resisted fear. Yeah, there was a game that I played recently where I was a little bit afraid of it. I don't remember what the heck it was. Oh, I didn't play it. I was watching Let's Plays. I kind of guessed, like, it was Descent, not the expansion, the first one. If I had played through it, I probably would have been scared, is what I was thinking. And, because a lot of people were terrified of that freaking game. I watched a full Let's Play, the guy was, like, practically crying at certain points. And here I am laughing. It's kind of funny when other people are going through that. Master of Audio Surf, some Australian guy. Sounded pretty young, like his late teens, early 20s. For all I know, he's my age, I don't know. But, yeah, his accents in that game, there's those guys called the Gatherers, right? And you would call them Gabberers or Gatherers, is what it would sound like. A lot of people were making fun of his the way he sounded. It was just funny. I got a good kick out of laughing. I saw the Let's Play through that. There was another one, what was it? I watched Metal Canyon play through it. It was, where you go to that insane asylum, and there's that big guy chasing through the place after you. Yeah, I forget his name. I think people that know what it is will understand what I'm talking about. That was a little creepy. But I bet you I can play through, like, Aliens, what the hell is that one that just came out, like, last year and a half ago? The one where you play as Ripley's daughter, and it's set between the first Alien movie and Aliens. And she's confronted by the alien on that space station. So I doubt I'd be afraid of things like that. It's just certain things that just, like, if it has a bit of a creepiness factor, and jump scares I'm not too impressed about. I hate those things. But, yeah, I tend not to be too afraid of games. I don't really play those kind of games. Resident Evil 1, 2, I played back in the late 90s. No, not afraid of anything. But, yeah, I want to buy Legends of Grimrock 2. I need the time for it. I'm looking forward to Fallout 4 coming out next... it's about 2 months from now, actually, I think. And definitely XCOM 2. I'm really looking forward to that. It seems like, other than ticking a lot of people off, that you actually begin the game as you lost the game from the first one. I think a lot of the mechanics sound really, really well done, and it'll look like the real tense game that I'm looking forward to. Let's see, was there any other after that? I think that there's one more that I'm really looking forward to over the next year. Oh yeah, Hearts of Iron 4, because I'm a strategy fan. That one, sometime next year, I'm gonna guess. Early to mid next year. I'll also be doing Let's Play of that. Crusader Kings 2, I finished. I didn't, in one of my previous videos I said I played through it, I finished the whole game, and I was doing tons every day. The reason for that was because they're coming out with a new DLC and patch, which would invalidate the previous saved game, and since it's automatically updated with it on Steam, I really had no choice but to accept it. So I was looking at, like, 2 weeks, and I was about... how many videos behind? Probably about 90 videos I had to eventually complete in about that 2 week time. And actually, it was before my surgery, and I was feeling pretty good. I had my sleep apnea machine. So I was doing that, finished all the videos. Record time, I actually thought it was due on the July 12th, but it was actually, the DLC came out on the July 14th. So I actually did it with 2 days spare. But yeah, I had to do that. Otherwise, I was at like 170 plus videos at that point I've already completed, which would have been a waste. I would have just had to given up because the save game is invalidated. I hate it when Paradox does that. I really do. So yeah, I kind of have to wait till a new DLC is out and then put out the game, because with their patches, whether you buy the DLC or not, they'll still put out a patch, and that new patch will usually invariably invalidate your game, your save game. So it's just kind of sad that they do it that way. A lot of games would not be able to get away with that, especially RPGs, where you're like any of the Elder Scrolls games. That would tick off so many people that they would just, Bethesda couldn't get away with it. And I don't know why Paradox does that. I think it's a real cheap way of doing it, when they could just keep both patches in the game. Why can I not? And then if you're using an older save, just revert to the previous patch. It's just probably just files, just an extra folder that I have to put into the game that it refers to. So I'm not sure why they do that. I think it's a little bit of laziness on their part. Maybe they're trying to keep the size of it low. I don't know. All I know is it kind of screwed me up there. And if I was ill at the time, I wouldn't have been able to complete the game. I just would have had to given up. There's just no way I could have done it. Yeah, in an MMO, if they say they're rolling back your character to level 1 with no items, I don't think they'd be keeping the game very long. Although it is different with the strategy game, yes, I know. But just an example. Just say they're rolling back the game 2 weeks in an MMO that you've been spending that 2 weeks playing like crazy. Rolling it back to everything that was at the state 2 weeks ago. That just wouldn't jive with players. And when they're putting out new DLCs like 2-3 times a year that would do that, that's not really cool. I mean, a full game of Crusader Kings 2 is from the beginning, year 769 to 1453. That could take weeks of playing it. So, I know I'm rambling a bit, but trying to get my skills up. I don't think I'll cut this video. I think I'll have it as one big long video so you guys can just watch it for next week. I'm gonna work on Sarkis for the next video. Try to get him up to level 43 so he gets his next spell. Same kind of situation I'm at right now, actually. He's at 1% into the level. Well, I think I'll end the video here, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.